morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. And my name's Angela and I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and I'd like to welcome you back to a yarn review. Right, so today's yarn review is of this gorgeous yarn. I must admit, look at the colourway and look how this has worked up. It's gorgeous. Alright, it is the pinwheel and it is by Cascade yarns. The little bit here says distribution of fine yarns. Okay, now let's turn it over and we'll have a look. Right, so this yarn is 100% acrylic. There is a 200 grams or 7 ounces, which comes in at 440 yards or 400 meters. They've also got a stitch gauge there, but I've never used it. I'm a nightmare, aren't I? Right, so this yarn is from Seattle in Western America. Ooh, American yarn. Okay, and now of course this one was gifted to me quite recently. So this is what I chose to make. This is a part of a blanket that is from a book that I was also gifted, so I will show you that in a moment. But before I do, you guys want to see how this one works up, don't you? So let's take the label off quick and I'll go from the other end. Right, so for our quick swatch today, let's bring my camera down and then we'll get on with it. Right, so here we go. Let's give it a quick chain. Now I have found that with this yarn it is spun and it is lightly spun. Okay, so make sure that if you're left-handed you take from one way, and if you're right-handed you take from the other. Now I was crocheting from the centre of the ball with this one, which was going against the twist when I was crocheting. So of course next time round I'm going to start from the outside. Right, sorry. Let's just do that. Right, so a single crochet time. Now it runs quite smoothly on the hook. It's not over catchy, although it does have a fuzz to it, so sometimes it catches itself in the ball, so that can be a little bit awkward. And there's also sometimes some fluffy bits as well that will come through with the ball. So I don't quite know how it would last with durability. But I don't care. Look, it's pretty. I am really bad, aren't I, today? Right, so there we go. That's the last stitch there. Now this one can be a little bit tough to frog because of the halo that is on the yarn itself. Now, considering it, they are saying it's 100% acrylic, it does remind me of a more mixed ball, so a mixed ball of yarn. So if you're looking for something with where somebody has an allergy, say to wool, this would work really well because it gives you the same sort of look but with none of the aggravation. Now I will be honest though, although this is gorgeous, it works up lovely. I shouldn't keep doing that, should I? But because it does work up lovely, but it does feel a little rough on your hands when you're working with it. You've got to remember though, I have very, very sensitive hands, so the tiniest scratchiness and I'll find it. I think I need to start doing a scratch scale, don't I? Pop in the comments if you think it would be a nice idea to have a scratch scale. Right, okay, so that is, as you can see, the double crochet. Oh, no you can't because it's off camera, sorry gang. As you can see, the double crochet is coming in now. Gives a really lovely stitch definition. Okay, so we'll just get that one done. as you can see, as I said, it does separate sometimes, which it has just done on me there. You can clearly see the two different yarn strands. Right, let's turn it around, let's do some trebles. So it is a yarn that you, if you're a confident crocheter, you could crochet away with it without any issues. If you're not overly confident with the stitch or the stitch pattern that you're using, and definitely keep an eye on it, because as I said, it does separate quite easily depending on which way round you're doing it, or at least I thought it would be whichever way round you're doing it. But to be honest, this is separating the same amount for me, working from the centre as it is from the end. Okay, so I don't know about you, but I'm fed up with it now. I want to get back to doing this one. Right, but anyway, here's the best bit. Let's move that out of the way. It's our frogging. Right, so we're going to frog the trebles first, taking it slow. Now of course I'm only using a 4mm here. Let's move the camera down a little. Okay, now we're on to the doubles. There we go for the half doubles. They're a bit more tuggy, to be honest. They're a bit more catchy. And then now for our singles. That one's catching a heck of a lot more. Right, now my chain, as long as I go slow and fine, but if I go too fast at ripping, it does really catch. Right, so again, that is the pinwheel, okay, by Cascade Yarns. More information. Right, so the pinwheel is a 100% acrylic easy care yarn in a worsted weight. It's a very thin worsted weight, in my opinion. Right, pinwheel is made with two contrasting coloured strands are wrapped around each other for the ultra candy cane effect that resembles a delightful visual texture of fun. It is also self-striping with long colour changes. This machine washable yarn is fantastic for baby products. Again, as I said, it's 100% acrylic. The weight is 200 grams or 7 ounces, approximately 440 yards, which is 400 meters. On a knitting needle, you need a US size 7 to 8 or a 4.5mm to 4.5 to 5mm. Knitting gauge is 18 to 20 stitches per 4 inches or 10 centimeters. Crochet hook size is an H to a J or a 5 to a 6mm. Crochet gauge is 13 to 15 stitches for a 4-inch square or 10mm square. Now they say it's the suggested gauge only. A yarn weight is based on Craft Yarn Council guidelines and it is a 4 medium. Suggested care is machine wash and tumble dry. Store your masterpiece carefully and one day it will be a timeless family heirloom. But it appears to come in 3 different colours. There is this one here, which is Bubbles, a Fiesta, which is a yellow and orange, and then the reds. What I will do is I will pop images of all three of those up now for you. Right, so far I've found it on Lovecrafts in the US for $9.99. I am now off to hunt and see if I can find it in the UK, because they don't have any on the UK store. Right, now I've done some searching around. I cannot actually find a UK stockist for the pinwheel, but as I've been working with it, it has reminded me of two other yarn brands. Okay, one that I actually have with me today, which is the Signet watercolour. Now this is a DK weight yarn, but when you compare the strands to each other, the pinwheel is actually thinner. Okay, so the pinwheel is the one in the pink, okay, and that is actually thinner than the watercolour DK. Not by much, but I notice it. Okay, so if you wanted a comparable, I would go for the Signet watercolour DK. Now that one at this moment in time comes in, oh, I know of a supplier where you can get 6 different shades. Okay, you've got this one that I'm showing you here, which is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. It is the Blue Horizon. You can also get it in a seagrass, which is greens and reds. So you've got the Winter Rose, which is pinks, blues and browns. Shadow Grey, which as the name says, it's got grey. You've got the Ultramarine, which looks like a solid blue, but I think there may be a couple of other colours mixed in with that one. You've got Rainbow Lake, which is yellows and greens and some other shades. Crimson Forest, which is in reds. And then Nightshade, which is in dark colours. I will put an image up in a few moments. Now, you can get these at the moment priced in at £2.65 per 100 grams from the Secret Yarn Stash. The link will be in the description box down below. So, and these two are very, very comparable in my opinion. Also, there is another brand that I've come across, which is the King Cole Twist, but I do believe that the King Cole Twist is now no longer made or stocked in the UK. I don't know about other countries, I'm sorry to say. So the King Cole, I can't find a stockist in the UK. The Cascades, I can't find a stockist in the UK. So it's back to the good old faithful watercolour for me from a Signet DK. Right, so keep your eyes peeled over the next couple of days. There will be a book review coming up that will show you the book that I got this pattern from. I'm going to head off now. I will see you all really, really soon. If you can, please stay in and definitely stay safe. Ta-ra for now, everybody.